What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Great morning. It's Taco Tuesday. We're here together, ready to conquer the markets. What a blessing and grace to share this time with you, to share this moment with you. As I walk in here this morning and I listen to all of you, it's contagious. It is absolutely contagious. You guys build me up. You guys help me see the world as a better place. I love it, and I'm grateful to each and every one of you. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. What we do here is unique, and we do here is special. I'm glad you found us. And if you haven't yet, it's because someone here didn't smash the like button hard enough. Let's get it going over here. Smash the like button. Get going this session. We got a fire session over here as everyone thinks Bitcoin is crashing and burning. I jest, and I do not, right? Bitcoin outperforming the previous cycle over here is an absolute rocket this cycle. We're going to take a look at it all. Last night on Twitter, we went out and sent out this chart over here. This was two things I wanted you to focus on. It was what appears to be a bull flag forming right off the all-time high. Uber, ultra bullish. Jordan, you said Bitcoin is ultra bullish and it went down, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. How is that possible? I got wrecked. And then I threw out this trend line over here. This trend line, there's two things I wanted you to focus on this tweet. It was this bull flag that I put out over here and this trend line right over here. Price came down and it touched the bottom of the trend line over there, the confluence of support over here, and is trying to bounce over here off that bottom support, trying to see if it's going to make a higher high in the 8 hour, and then it'll be back inside the bull flag. We're waiting for the breakout. Yesterday, Jordan, you said Bitcoin's ultra bullish. Yesterday, we talked about when we would buy Bitcoin. And do you remember? Do you remember? Because some people, they pick up on certain words and they miss a lot of others. It was do not look to buy unless you break out from that resistance. Before I joined the bull flag, I just had the resistance up there. That's the continuation of what we're looking for over there. Is it bullish? No, it's ultra bullish. It's ultra and continues to be as long as we're above 51,500. If we break 51,500, is Bitcoin no longer ultra bullish? Yeah, it's bullish though. It's as bullish as it can be. It's quite bullish. And then guess what? We'll be looking for a protracted, and maybe it'll even take a couple of weeks, but a pullback. I'll focus on the technicals if it happens. How about that? Let's focus on what's important right now. We got a lot going on in the markets. Did you see what happened with the New Zealand dollar? Does anyone know why the New Zealand dollar? There you go. Thomas is on it. Thomas, you've been with us for well over a year. Why is the New Zealand dollar feeling so much pressure? I'm not sure. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to have a nice FX session. We're going to put in a lot of work, and we're going to walk away from this session better analysts, better traders. It's what we do. By the way, before I even get going over here, just a general public service announcement to the community and to everyone. And if you're hearing, I hope it makes sense. Listen, I don't have time for any negativity. The reason that this community is so special is because of it just breeds positivity. It's contagious. I don't have any time for any negativity. If I've kind of slipped up over the past couple of weeks. By the way, thank you for loving me for who I am. I am completely human. I am completely broken. I only strive to be a better person each and every day. Listen, if I address the negativity, I do apologize. Right now, I'm in the mode where laser eyes. I'm not even going to say anything, but you will be gone. You will be gone because you know what? It's like a bad apple. It just spreads. And to keep a community this uniquely special across the internet, well, that takes a lot of work. It really does. Anyway, let's get going. Let's get going over here as we watch Bitcoin 55,164. What are we looking at today? Let's get rid of this. I wanted everyone to make sure we knew where we were. I love that I could just put out the photo and then everyone over here is able to go ahead and say exactly what is happening over there. You guys are great and I'm grateful for it. Let's focus in on, I wanted to focus on this beautiful chart over here shared by Red Oz 92. I went ahead and enlarged it over there. Look at this beautiful chart work he did. Conquering the markets all day long, putting out the trend line, cloning it to find all the support and resistance along the way. This is a nice look at Bitcoin over here. Very beautiful. It mirrors the exact line I put in over there, huh? That's where we bottomed out over at that little bit of support. It's beautiful chart work. The reason I'm acknowledging it because I'm so proud. Great work over here. Look at this beautiful work over there, the resistance. Look at that, the resistance, the touch of the peak over there, right? You could clone, by the way, this is like, where could I learn technical analysis? What book could I read, right? I don't know. I've never read one, right? But what I do know is that people are like, oh, you need 2 touches to put a trend line in. No, I'm sorry. They say you need 3 touches to put a trend line in. No, I do it with 2 all the time, and we do it with 1. You could clone these lines, any one of these lines, and touch it right over there, and you're going to find the resistance that comes up over here as well. Anyway, proud papa. Proud papa. Before we get into the charts, and we're going to have a really, really important session today. We got so much to look at. I want to know what's going on in the markets. You know? This is why we do what we do, and we do it together. By the way, big shout out to Heath on Trade Talk. Put out a video yesterday on the channel, and it was talking about the best way to find support and resistance. If you haven't seen the video yet, go ahead and pull it up as I speak so you can watch it after this session together. Heath, always crushing it on Trade Talk, conquering the markets all day long. All right, what are we looking at over here? This chart is Bitcoin new all-time high index. This is since over here. This starts on the left over here when price makes the new all-time high. On this cycle in white, that means it was after price broke the all-time high from the 2017 December high of 19,641. You could see that price continue. By the way, this one special spot we have over there, that was the training session we did 3 weeks ago. That's one of the most important spots in the bull market cycle of Bitcoin, the moment before the parabolic phase starts. Ooh, we got a training session actually right after today, 10:30 Eastern time, a.m. We're going to be looking, I'm going to send out an email, and I'll also post it in the announcements channel of Discord. We're going to be looking at strategies to pay off a crypto loan at the right time. Obviously not financial advice to maximize the loan, but also avoid any liquidation. It's going to be fire. I'm excited for it. Prepared a lot for it last week and again yesterday. All right, so what else? Guys, do you reckon it's a good time now to add some Bitcoin to an existing position? Chuck? No. What? No. What do you mean? All right, let's talk. We're gonna Chuck with the lead in. We're gonna take this question over here right now. Is now a good time to add to a Bitcoin position? We're going to be looking at that question right now. We're going to look at some pretty charts that I love. And then we're going to do a lot of work looking at the equity markets. The dollar's bid today. Bitcoin is stronger. Dollar's strong today. Bitcoin is stronger, right? We're going to look at the equity markets, gold, silver, and we're going to look all through FX. We got about 45 minutes to do it. So it's going to be, well, let's see if we find the flow. All right, so is it a good time to go ahead and add to a position? Look, Chuck, keep it very simple, right? This is what I do. I take something as complex as the markets are and just try to simplify it down as easy as possible. First thing right now, strategy number 2. Chuck, if you haven't seen it on the Bitcoin playlist, 3 ways to trade the Bitcoin bull market. Strategy number 2 is adding on pullbacks, okay? Right now, we came off one pullback, a double pullback. Both of these were opportunities. I even tweeted out right over here, this is Bitcoin under $30,000. This is your opportunity. If you loved it at $40,000, now you got it under $30,000. And plus we're pulled back 30%. That was an opportunity. This was an opportunity. What about right here? Jordan, I think we're going much higher, right? Jordan, I think that we're just getting started here on this bull market phase. Is it a good time to buy? Listen, we don't know what happens from here. Right now we're in this bull flag, right? We're fighting off and holding the support over here that we touched overnight. A breakout of this trend line, Chuck, is a much safer and better spot to buy than it is down over here. Because we can still break this trend line over here. We could break this support over here of this bull flag. And if that happens, we're going lower. And guess what, Chuck, if that does happen and we go lower, that's also a good time to buy. You could start scaling in 15, 20%, another 25, 30%. Those are good times to buy in the bull market phase. But if you're waiting right now and we are in no man's land, wait for the breakout to the upside. It's a much better entry. Great question, Chuck. Great question. Boom. What else are we looking at over here? Let's clean it up. Let's get going over here. Oof, love it. All right, so this chart is what I wanted to focus on right over here. We're coming off over here, this double pullback over here on Bitcoin. What I'm focused in on is right now is everyone is kind of like, from what I gather, a little bit bearish on Bitcoin, calling out seasonals. You know, April's a day. What happened in January? The Lunar New Year. Bitcoin's going to be down in January because of the Lunar New Year. What did we say over here on this channel in January? What happened with the price of Bitcoin in January? Who was on the right side of that trade? Huh. Think about it. All right. So what I'm looking at over here, and whether it happens or not, we're going to soon find out. But I'm looking at this point. We see this big vertical move occur on Bitcoin in the previous 2 cycles. Are we about to enter that? What's going to happen by the end of March? By the end of this month, in just a couple of weeks, I believe. I have to do the work. I believe we're going to be saying, all right, this is what we believe the bear market low is going to be. What's that going to be? Is it going to be somewhere around this area that we're trading right now, $55,000? Or is it going to be somewhere around $70,000 where I've kind of pinpointed it? We're soon going to find out. I really don't know right now, but I do believe Alan AU was all over it yesterday, right? I believe that this little bit of it, it's amazing to me that this could shake out a trader. It's amazing to me that this little, what is this, a 15%? A 15% move on Bitcoin, consolidating below the all-time high, could shake out a trader. But it has. Not only shake out traders, you have people shorting Bitcoin, consolidating below the all-time high at this point in the cycle. You know, this is why we do what we do, what we need to do. You got lots of stuff out there on the World Wide Web. Lots of confusion, lots of people. By the way, Will, I love Will. We look at Will's work often on this channel, right? And when he sends me a message, I get excited. Sent me a message this morning. Will, big shout out, my boy, my brother. And, it was from Peter Brandt. And he's like, look, Peter Brandt, no, I'm not going to look at Peter. Peter was terribly wrong during the bear market and going into the start of the bull market. I'm not going to consult anyone that is terribly wrong. Right? What should I do? Should I check out what Tom Bayes is saying right now? Is he's calling for Bitcoin 1500? No, that's not how it works. Believe me. Let's be clear. If I sell my Bitcoin, at the top of this cycle over here, where's my beautiful chart? If I sell Bitcoin at the top of the cycle, and then we enter a super cycle, and I didn't get positioned right back in as soon as we made that new all-time high, don't ever consult my channel ever again. Do not ever do that, because I have no idea what I'm talking about in that case. I don't have the luxury to be on the wrong side of the market at any point in time. All right. So anyway, here we go. We got a lot of talking going on. I need to focus on the technicals a little bit. All right. So 15% drawdown, people getting shooken out of Bitcoin consolidating above the all-time high because of seasonals. April's coming early. Or some other nonsense that we've been hearing. What else is going on? So what I'm looking at, or I believe is going to happen, come back to 2017, right? Where are we? I'm trying to figure out my bearings over here. Anyway, I lost it. So what am I going to do? We'll look at it again tomorrow. It's the same thing and it's going to be here. Bitcoin crushing it, outperforming this cycle. All right. What else did I want to look at, share with you? This is, by the way, the cycle low. This is the cycle low. This is 15 months to the next halving. 15, you see 1, 2, 3, all 3 cycles putting in that low, 15 months to the next cycle. Jordan, this guy was telling me that he's so wrong on the bull market, but he seems to be telling me when it's a good time to accumulate during the bear market phase. Yeah, 15 months to the next halving. Easy peasy. Been there, done that. We got that. What's going on over here? By the way, if you take 130x off the cycle low over here, it was 3,100. That puts us at what? That puts us at like $400,000. Do you think that we're going to see diminishing returns, which is possible? Anything is possible. We're prepared for everything, right? By the way, do the math, work it out. If we reach $140,000, mission accomplished. You should have achieved everything you need to achieve during the bull market phase. Nevertheless, I'm selling the top. All right, what else are we looking at over here? There was something else I wanted to see. Jordan, Lemmy, do you have a particular price target you want to see hit in the months to come that would validate or invalidate your upper end targets of $250,000? That was my lower end target, I think, right? By September of October, for example, if we reached 80K or 50K. Yeah, listen, Lemmy, the beautiful question. I really appreciated it. I went ahead and answered it inside the Discord. This is the type of stuff I love. Thank you for sharing. This is a thought-provoking question. I could even do a video on this all alone. But right now, I'm ready. We're going to get into the charts. Bitcoin, I was waiting for Bitcoin to make that higher high. And here it comes up, making that higher high, holding the support, now coming back up. We're in no man's land, consolidating above new all-time highs. All right, so I missed Greg's. Oh, trying to find out what he said. Boom. All right. So anyway, let's keep going. S&P 500, what do we do? We're looking at the markets mixed. Nasdaq up a little bit. Equity markets opening up in about 7-8 minutes. Nasdaq futures down a little bit. And then we got the Russell taking a big hit. Nasdaq is really bouncing over here. Does that mean yields are down? They seem to be. We'll see what happens in a little bit. I don't know what pre-market is over there. Can you imagine 2021 and we got instruments that don't trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? It is what it is. What I'm seeing over here is just the S&P consolidating right below also the all-time high. It's also putting in a bit of a bull flag. You see it? This is quite bullish here on the equities. A breakout over here could even happen this session. Sends it back towards the all-time highs. This was such beautiful work we did on this channel on this pullback before it even happened, setting it up. It then happened. Then you see the Nasdaq over here, breakout, retest, resumption, back into the support. It's holding, right? We want to see the Nasdaq. We want to see the Nasdaq break above this resistance over there. If the Nasdaq is able to do that, and right now it's in no man's land, it's well off the support. It's below the resistance. It's in no man's land, breaking above here. Then we come back, and I think then we take a look at the all-time high on the Nasdaq. Coming down over here, I said before it happened, it was a question of when, not if. Looks like it's playing out pretty quickly. We like that. We want a healthy equity market. Why? Will Bitcoin do what Bitcoin's going to do if stocks are crashing? Well, the stocks are not crashing, right? First of all. Second of all, if they were, come the third quarter of 2021, forget about it. It's gone. Bitcoin will smash all correlations. No question about that. You see a sign of that today as that strong dollar and Bitcoin is stronger. Nevertheless, what is going on with the dollar? Because it is a dollar story. It is a dollar story over here. I see, by the way, lots of, I think they're propaganda pieces. Everywhere I look, I see investment banks putting out how the dollar is going to be like 15, 20% stronger in 2021. You know, when I see so many pieces being put out, I get a little bit, wondering what's going on. Because if you think for a second that these hedge funds are on your side and putting out these pieces because they want you to be on the right side of the trade, think again, my friend. That's not how it works. Now, could they be correct? Maybe. We're seeing right now that hedge funds are net long on the dollar. Okay. What am I looking at? I want to know what I'm looking at since we've crushed the dollar in 2020, right? We were all over it, whether it was to the buy side or the sell side. And then through this consolidation period, what's going on right now? Nothing's changed. Above 92.54, that's big resistance over there. What I'm looking at is something that's in a big downtrend, right? Consolidation, next leg down, consolidation. Which way it goes from here, it could go either way. If we break above the 92.54, then we're going to further extend out. And then at that point, we're looking higher on the dollar. This is also that blue box over here is big resistance on the dollar. If the dollar cleared that, trading above, let's call it 94.80, 95, at that point, yeah, forget about it. Dollar milkshake in effect. Let's see what happens. But that's not happening right now. Right now, we're in a strong downtrend. We sell resistance in a downtrend. You would not sell right now. We're waiting and watching in no man's land. We have our areas, and that's all I could say. We got to wait and see what develops next as we're consolidating here below resistance. A lot of people getting seemingly bullish on the dollar. I don't know yet. Gold looking better than silver today, coming off a little bit right now. When I say looking better than silver, take a look at the gold to silver index over here, gold to silver index, the gold to silver cross over here. You could see right now that gold over the last couple of weeks has been outperforming silver, coming into this area of resistance. So let's see what happens over there. This is something, as we're coming into the resistance, it's something, a level to watch and see what develops. I noticed that because I was looking at the gold chart this morning, and I see it just continue and consolidate right here at this resistance. It's holding up pretty steady. I would not take this trade, by the way. I would not take this. We would wait until we saw at least a breakout of this trend line over here before saying, all right, gold looks like it's has the potential to put in a move and come out of this deep, steep pullback. Are yields peaking out over here, or are they going to consolidate? I don't have the answer to that. We will watch them. Now's not the time. Silver looks a little bit weaker. You can see gold looks better than silver right now. Silver continues to have problems at that 26.32 resistance. Get above it. It opens up the door, but we're below it right now, and it's under pressure, and there's nothing else to say but make that observation over there. What else are we looking at? So we took a look at the dollar consolidating. I noticed the New Zealand dollar is really getting eat up over to there. Jordan, I haven't seen a lot of dollar bullish. I need to expand my. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. I could pull it up now, Rob, but I feel like it's not worth it. Just go to Forex Factory, look at news articles, look at zero hedge articles, look at Twitter. It's all over the place. So what else? What else? 704 likes as we get going here this morning. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for smashing the like button and helping the Google algorithm know what's going on over here. It really helps support me and my work, and I'm grateful for it. All right, I want to look at FX right now. I feel like we have the clearest clarity there is in the space on Bitcoin, right? I feel like we have the clearest clarity there is in the space on Bitcoin. We know exactly what's going on. By the way, Bitcoin continues to be ultra bullish, consolidating below the all-time high in this this bull flag. If you're waiting to enter, you're waiting for a breakout above the resistance of the bull flag, right? Do you enter here on this test of the support that's holding and resuming off? No, you're in no man's land. It could go either way. If we break down, it doesn't mean Bitcoin is bearish. Would you sell Bitcoin in a bull market? Only if you have no idea what's going on. Only if you have no idea what's going on. Listen, if it breaks this trend line over here and breaks below this support, at that point, we're looking at price coming off. That means lighten up your lightly leveraged position, right? And then look to re-enter as we come back down, depending on the extent of the pullback. Or what happens if we only pull back 20%? You were waiting for 25%, never got into an entry. No big deal. Wait for this to repair itself. By repair itself, we'll continue extending out this line over here, get back above it with the momentum going with the trade, and then you get back into it. All right. We're going to take a look at FX, and we're going to continue pushing and working hard over here throughout FX, even if nothing's going on. If you want to understand how I'm able to trade the markets as I do, it all comes from my work in FX. Let's get started on the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We're just going to start by making observations. We're going to make observations until something is so clear that we know that it's something that we want to enter. All right. So yesterday I made the surfer's analogy. What is that? You're sitting on your board looking out on the horizon, and you're looking for a set of waves to come in. Waves come in sets. Out of that set of waves, you're looking for the best wave you want to ride. When we see a wave we want to ride, a setup, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mark that green lighting it. Then later in the evening, you go ahead and you look at all the potential setups you have, and you discern which of those setups you feel is the best that you want to get on top of. That's what we're about to do over here. Let's get it. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. What do I see? I see a strong Canadian dollar compared to the Australian dollar into this area of support over here. You see that big resistance, right? Big resistance in this area, broken and now being tested as support. All right. What else do I notice? Well, it's kind of sideways since the summer. Big. Do I want to enter here now that we come back to the support? What else could we do? I mean, I'm trying to make it happen, trying to see if there's anything that would say to me, all right. I also notice, and just an observation, this is a big correction over here. It's pretty steep. Oftentimes when you have that type of steep correction, the bounce up is high. is there like that. You see that support and that resistance. You got to get above this line, I think, at this point. It's still fuzzy. That's the word of the day. It's fuzzy. But what I'm going to do is right now is I'm going to draw in one line over here so that when we look at this tomorrow, I know exactly where we are and what I'm looking for and what I'm watching. And it's just going to be this line over here. It's going to be, oh, here we go. Oh, Jordan, out of the flow. All right, just focusing on that. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. We were watching this one yesterday, looking to see if we get a breakout above this trend line over here, perhaps setting up the move up. What happened? Well, it was under pressure, you know, and now it's just back up into this resistance. It's local resistance. It's still in this area of no man's land. You don't ever, this is so important right here. If you think that you're going to break out over here, you don't ever buy here. That's excuse my language. I don't even want to say it. I was going to say, it's a foolish thing to do. Why is it foolish? Right? Because there's no edge there. You got to wait for that signal, the signal to enter. By the way, on FX, it's always not the breakout, which you can do on crypto, and you should do during the bull market phase on crypto, but it's always breakout, retest, resumption on FX. There are a small percentage of trades that will break out or break down without looking back. It's about 5%. It's very low. By not taking them and being okay with the trade getting away from you 5% of the time, you will save yourself a lot of money. It could be the difference between you being a profitable trader or not. It could be the difference between you being or turning the corner to break even or better. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. No. So what else are we looking at? Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So I noticed a little bit of yen strength over here. By the way, not only yen strength, I'm noticing the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, commodity currencies under heavy pressure. All right. I feel like it's time for us to just take note of that. Very important. We're going to keep doing how it works is every day you put in the work, every day you do your analysis, and then the human brain is brilliant. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's the best indicator you could use. It takes all this information in, right? You don't look at a strength index and is like, oh, right now the Japanese yen is strong and the Australian dollar is weak. No, it's a question of putting the pieces together each and every day, which means it requires work. That's right. To do anything legendary requires hard work, consistency, and dedication. It's what we do. If you find this boring right now, well, then you're probably not going to make it as a trader because it's supposed to be work. That's what it is. And if you want to improve your ability to trade Cardano, focusing on what I'm focusing on right now. It's what matters. All right. What else are we looking at over there? Bitcoin continues to trade right around the high of the session, taking out the previous 8-hour bars high. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. This is why I know the Australian dollar is weak today, right? And I see the Australian dollar crushing. That's a big move in there's lots of big moves in FX today. Funny. Yesterday there was nothing going on and I'm like, I don't care. We're going to push through it, work through it. Tomorrow we're going to be back at it. Today, and the first time in a while, this is the first time in a while that we're seeing moves that we saw happening daily in 2020 on FX. 1% moves in FX are big, big moves. We're seeing them across the board today. Australian dollar is definitely crushing the New Zealand dollar today. Why is the New Zealand dollar so weak? I don't have the answer to that. I would like to know that. Jordan, life is full of joy, never boring here at CTM. Boom. You guys are great. All right. So I don't know. I don't know why the New Zealand. I looked at some headlines. I couldn't find anything. If anyone knows, I'm really, really, really interested. Thomas was making an observation of that as well. Nevertheless, this is what the lesson here is looking at this chart right now. Never, ever, 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 ever chase momentum like this. Okay? If you're like, oh, yeah, look at that. The Australian dollar is killing New Zealand dollar. Let me enter. You're about to get wrecked. We are preemptive of momentum. We do not chase momentum. And if you like this chart right now, and this might be something you're interested in entering as we break above this last bit of resistance over here, this big resistance at $1.08 over here. At this point, you're waiting for a pullback, a retest, and a resumption. It could take time. You have to be patient. You have all these different pairs to look over and look for that opportunity. The opportunity is always there. Tax changes. Interesting. Market's repricing it in over there. What else? I saw also that New Zealand central bank won an award for settlement. I don't know what that nonsense is. People are telling me XRP is going to become the world reserve currency. Is going to $20,000. Oh, okay. What else are we looking at over there? What else are we looking at over here? Oh, by the way, the true trend. If you need to pull up the true trend, pull up the true trend, conquer trading and investing over here using the 70 and 30 period over here. Do you see how far spiking up this is over here? Never ever chase momentum. How you know that you're chasing momentum? The blue line over here is the entry CCI. Anytime that you are entering the trade, you are looking for the entry CCI to be pulled back against the trend. The trend in this case is up. It's green. The entry CCI needs to be pulled back down. It like a rubber band pulled apart. You're waiting for it to snap back together as price then makes the higher high. Over here is the entry, not over here. All right, let's keep going over there. We got a lot to look at. We're just into the A's. Australian dollar, US dollar, breaking down over here, right? So a couple of things. I'm not going to do it. If you clone this line right over here, which is the clone line I have over here, you can see that these two right now, let me just pull it down like this. Bink. You see it? Do you see the symmetry of do you see that resistance there? Support, resistance again, support again. Oh, wrong line. Sorry. Sorry, legitimately and seriously. All right, so I'm focused on these 2 points over there. These two, can you imagine? I got a thumbs down for saying I'm sorry. Or I guess because I'm not perfect, and I am far from perfect. I am human. I am broken. I embrace that, and I look at and I use it to become better. All right, these two focus on there. Symmetry of the market. Look at that support over there. Okay, support, resistance, right? Do you see how that works? I'm bringing it back because I said I'm not going to leave it there. I'm more focused in the wider area over there. But is that possible, that support? Maybe. Would I be I guess what I'm trying to say, I have no idea what's going on in the dollar. This is a US dollar pair. DXY is into resistance. Is that going to hold? I don't know. Is it clear? No. When would it become clear? I don't know yet. We'll be tracking it every day. We'll find out. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. So what else? Yeah. So anyway, Coop, let me just share really quick. I don't know if you saw the tweet this morning. It was an important tweet we sent out there. You know what? This is what we do together. I want to leave that chart up. I want to come back to it. This is important stuff. We're going to take a second. Sorry, I don't mean to share PMs like that. Let's focus on this really quick together. This is just important. Great morning, especially to everyone who's had a difficult time getting up today. Keep going. Always remember when things are difficult, you're closer to them turning around. Don't worry. Everything is going to be all right. It's so important. Why am I so positive? Why? You have choices in life. One of the choices is how you view things and look at things. I can tell you listen, I'm sure that many of you have been through a lot of pain and suffering. You know, myself included. It's not just coming from a broken home, right? My mom having to raise us all as my dad left her without an income or anything. Going to school without having had lunch or lunch money, whatever, big deal. Being homeless. As a young kid, I was homeless, right? I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to have a feeling of no hope in your life. You have to make a decision. That decision has to be that you are going to just look at life in a positive way. And then when you put out there is really what you create. Your thoughts are important. Your thoughts are, I love this line over there. Always darkest before the dawn. It's so true. The reason we're focusing on this right now is because someone listening right now could be going through a hard time. And just want to say, the same way that we look at the markets with calmness, right? Just step back, look at the bigger picture, right? Everyone yesterday, Bitcoin's crashing. Oh, really? Bitcoin, oh, really? We're outperforming the previous cycle and all of a sudden, this is Bitcoin crashing? It looks like a bazooka to me. Bitcoin's crashing. Just Just look at things at a different eyes, different perspective. Bob Marley, don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. Anyway, you're loved. It's true. And I'm glad that you're here with us. All right, let's keep going. Boom. Brooke, what's going on with you, Brooke? Is this church? Is this church? Brooke, call it whatever you want. This is life, my brother. This is life. It's about living, learning, and loving. That's life. That's life. What the F? Brooke, I love you. This is not even negativity. I don't know what this is, but I don't know what it is. It's all good. This morning I said, but we have time for those that are lost, right? We'll leave the 99 to go for the 1 for sure. All right. It wasn't, I don't think it was obvious to anyone, Nick. Seasonals. Bitcoin is April's happening right now. All right, everyone. I want to keep back. I was having such a good time going through the charts. We're learning a lot. You know, I guess I needed a breath, so I took a breath over there. Or maybe someone just needed to hear something. I don't know. But here we go. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. I'm noticing that yen strength. Okay. I don't know if it's a sign of something bigger or not. Popping out to the 3-day. Do you remember when I was focusing on that trend line? Oh, I can't stand. Sometimes it happens. You just miss areas of take profits. You get too cute. Don't ever be too cute. We'll talk about that as happening. This is not the case. There's a big bit of difference over there. What's happening right now? I'm looking at the 3-day. I'm trying to get a bigger stepped back perspective over there. I'm trying to see if there's any near-term support that we're looking at. I'm looking at the resistance right there. By the way, support broke, came back up, was resistance. There it was support. Here it's resistance. It's a light level. We're kind of into it. I'm not going to focus in on it right now. Only thing I'm doing right now, although the yen was super weak, to see how this was extending straight up vertical, right? The yen today is strong. Is it the sign of something bigger coming into the markets, or is it just price got ahead of itself? I don't know. We'll continue making those observations tomorrow until we know. I'm going to step aside from the I don't like this chart. I want you to see exactly what I look at as I look at it. Do you see price sideways forever? I do not want to ever be boom. Stefano, thank you, my brother. Thank you for everything. I just want to, a couple of things. I avoid sideways markets like the plague. I'm looking to enter into trades that are trending so I could push them multiple support or resistance levels. It's the only way to make money. However, just keep note, when things do consolidate this long, they are getting ready for a big move. This is a big base, okay? So if we were to break above this resistance here, would we continue attacking to the upside? Maybe. I don't like to trade this pair. I use this pair more as a barometer. Alan, there's no question about that. I am so grateful for each and every one of them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your hard and important work. Matcha, Ed, I need some matcha up in here. It's been a while. I've been off the matcha. We got to get back into the matcha as we get back into the FX over here. It's time. Australian dollar, euro, Australian dollar, what's going on? These two are kind of fighting it out, consolidating. There's resistance right over here where my mouse is. Just follow the crosshairs. However, I don't see it. Keep moving. There's always opportunity. Let's find out where the opportunity is. This is the euro Canadian dollar. Do you see us into this area of resistance? It's actually gave a signal right here, right now. This is a trade to take. It's a good trade to take. Why is it a good trade to take? Everyone knows that in downtrends, we're looking to sell resistance. In uptrends, we're looking to buy off support. As we get back into FX, we're going to get back into the most essential pieces of knowledge in the markets to be successful traders. Again, everything you learn here is what going to make you be able to trade any market. I don't care if it's the indexes. I don't care if it's the metals. I don't care if it's the futures. I don't care if it's nickel. Oh, nickel? What's going on with nickel? Right? Nothing. Right? Why are we not focused on nickel? I don't know. Where is it? Let's take a look. Right? But by the way, came right into our line of resistance, rejected hard, bounced off the support, broke down, and is now consolidating below this resistance. It's in no man's land between that upper end of our channel over here, the upper end of resistance, the upper end of support. It's in the middle, in no man's land on the lower end. Not looking good, not looking pretty. Does it deserve my time? It was asked to me yesterday, Jordan, in the YouTube comments, why are you not focused on copper? Well, I laid that out for you. When I was focused on copper with all of you, it was over here into the $3 as we broke out. That was the time to take the position. Copper is up a whopping off the low tick of the March crash, right? Copper had a 121% gain. It's not bad. It's probably one of the highest performing commodities. What did Bitcoin do off the March low over there? Let's find it. Let's put it in and let's check it out. You know, Bitcoin, 1,727%. I don't know. Maybe I should focus in on copper, right? Anyway, let's keep going over here. Let's find out what's going on. We were looking at the Euro Australian dollar. We're going to move to the Euro Canadian dollar. This is giving a beautiful, this, by the way, is a high probability setup. It doesn't mean that it's going to end up in profit or that it's going to be a winning trade or not. All it means is that you're able to clearly define your risk. You know where you're wrong on the trade, right? You're risking whatever you're risking, if it's 0.5% or 1%, right? You have a 1-to-1 coming into the area of it's a greater than a 1-to-1 coming into the area of support, where you would lock in, take a small amount of profit, lock in your trade to break even. It doesn't matter if this individual trade works out or not. It's just the question of taking all of these all the time, you managing them correctly, and you will be a profitable trader. All right, what else are we doing? Having fun. That's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing. Euro Swiss franc. Ooh, this looks interesting. See, I'm seeing the euro kind of like, the euro's been on my, like, how do you say, the like not interesting week list. And I feel like the euro is like, I don't know, about to make a turn here. I really do. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. But here on the Euro Swiss franc, you can see that this is what we love. This is a bull flag, right? You can see it as clear as day in this uptrend, consolidating, and it looks like, it appears like it's getting ready to make a move up. I want to be very clear on FX, on the indexes, on any other market except crypto in a bull market. Do not take the breakout. It's a bad trade. Always have that patience. Wait for the breakout, wait for the retest, and then you get in the resumption, conquering the markets all day long. 1,000 likes. Thank you, everyone, for your support over here. 48 minutes in. Euro, British pound. This one's interesting. I'm looking at the euro strengthening a little bit. What about versus the pound? Nope. Pound is my money trade in 2021. Continues to be. This was one of our better ones. One of the few trades we looked at in 2021. And now it's consolidating. Look at that resistance. It's just consolidating right now. Is it out of play? Is it in play? Well, you know, we've only looked at several things. Other things look more interesting. This doesn't look interesting. It doesn't look clean right now. The only thing I would say, if you continue to be short this trade, you have every reason to continue to push it. What would cause you to exit this trade? What would cause you to exit this trade right now? Where are we seeing a big turn? I should have resistance right over here. Let me go ahead and borrow one of these lines from up here that's out of play right now. I'm going to pull it down over there. I'm going to put the line right over there, right? A little lower, right? Where did we peek into? Right over there. My eyes, by the way, as I was doing that, were then focused over here on the resistance over there. So we're going to put that in there. Below that resistance, very, very safe. This one is stronger. Above this line over here is when I would exit this trade and say, you know what? Thank you very much. It was great while it lasted. Now it's time to move on. Euro, Japanese yen. What about oil? Nothing. We're not going to look at oil right now. I think oil was our, it's hard to say. I think oil in 2020 was our best analysis to the downside and then to the upside for sure. I think oil was our best. That's hard to say when you're talking about the dollar. It's hard to say what happened on the S&P was absolute mind exploding and what we did on Bitcoin. But I think oil was the best. Right now, oil is not interesting. All right. What else? This is the Euro Japanese yen. Look at that. We see that again, that yen strength. But look at that. This is resistance. Broken. Can't support now. Broken resistance held that support. Again, another touch. And then we peaked below it. But where are we going to close? Are we going to close below it, above that broken resistance holding as support? You know? And I also see this right now. I also see this beautiful, beautiful consolidation. It looks bullish to me, but we are at an inflection point where we could see yen strength begin. Is this the opportunity to dip into the yen? It could be. I'm liking the euro. I don't know why, intuition, but we're going to wait for a breakout always. It's always bull flat breakout, probably come into that resistance on a breakout, right? Then back down on the retest, resumption up. That would set up a signal. We'll keep tracking it. I'm going to leave the bull flag in here so I know what's going on, and we'll see what's going on tomorrow. Euro New Zealand dollar. Euro New Zealand dollar getting train wrecked over here, but into an area of resistance. Do you see that? This is pretty strong resistance we're coming into. We're in a big downtrend. This is a potential setup over here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to set that green, right? I missed this one. This other setup that we saw today was the Euro Canadian dollar, but I missed that triggered before I even looked at it. Now, if you missed the trade, by the way, could you set a limit order at the correct entry price? Yes, you can, especially during the same session, right? This could easily come back and fill at the correct price, but don't ever chase it. Don't ever just go ahead and enter at the market past the entry point. If you want to go ahead and set a limit order so you could get filled at the correct price, you can do that. Back to, I was looking at the Euro New Zealand dollar, right? This is potentially offering an opportunity here, an entry up the upcoming session during London. I'll check back in on it. You know, what else is going on? I'm keeping an eye on time. We've about 8 or so minutes left, and then I'm going to take some time to go ahead and brew myself another cup of coffee, getting ready for our training session at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Wow. Life is good. Life is good. All right. I disagree with Jordan on Bitcoin to exit. Well, that's okay, Mike. I have no problem. That's fine. We'll see who's right and who's wrong. There's no question about that. And that's that. Listen, don't worry about this. Place your money. Place your money is all I can say. You all know I place my money. Back in the bear market when everyone didn't have any idea what's going on, Jordan over here accumulating 50% of my net worth into Bitcoin on the break of the bull market over there. Place your bets accordingly. That's the market. That's what it's all about. But do consult those who have a history of being right. There you go, Gino. Allen, AU on Twitter, bringing the fire. We like it. All right. And then we got Brandon on Crypto Trades and Tech, and Heath on Trade Talk, bringing the fire. On Discord, Alan P. You guys are the best. Euro, US dollar over here. I'm quite unsure on the next move on the DXY as we're into that resistance. Let me show you as I look back at the Euro US dollar. Let me go ahead and show you over here. I'm unsure as we're coming into this resistance, and on the Euro US dollar, we're coming into this area of what? Support. You see where my mouse is over there? Let's go ahead and double this one and get it up over there. Copy and paste. Get it up. It didn't work. All right, let me just put a new line over there. And there you go. And we're coming into support. All right. So what does that mean? Nothing yet. Making observations until it's clear. Making observation until it's clear. All right. What else is next? My pounds. We're going to end with the pound over here. All right. First, let me do like brief look at the New Zealand dollar getting wrecked. All right. So New Zealand dollar. Watching the New Zealand dollar getting wrecked. I'm trying to see what's going on. Trying to get my bearings. This is against the US dollar. I don't have them. Well, I'm going to wait. By the way, do you see this line? This support has been broken. I'm not going to change that to resistance yet. I'll do it with you all either this evening or tomorrow. It's how the daily closes. This could still spike up and close above the support. At that point, it would not be a breach of support. You got to wait to see how the daily closes, right? All right, so what else are we looking at? New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Boom, 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 boom. My strategy number 2 on 3 ways to trade the Bitcoin bull market. You got to look at it right here. New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. The yen, 2% move. This is bleeding out over here. Is this offering opportunity? Coming down into this area of support. Is it going to bounce? I don't know. We could watch it in the upcoming sessions. We don't buy something bleeding out. Now, yes, This is not Bitcoin in a bull market phase where it's pulled back 30% and then you scale in and buy. Different strategy. All right. What else? Pound US dollar holding up well versus that strong dollar into support. This could be offering up an opportunity. If we hold here, dollars into resistance, DXY's into resistance. If this holds and then resumes off in London, this is purple because these are the three pairs I've been tracking since 2021. I'm changing it to green because that's on the watch list tonight. Pound Japanese yen, same thing. That support is holding. That over here, I could see the pullback over there, right? I can't find it. I wanted to put in some type of like line, but I can't find it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to focus on the horizontal support. That's also turning green over there. That's green lit. I'm going to be watching both of those. And just for fun, I want to see what the pound New Zealand dollar looks like as the New Zealand dollar continues to get wrecked. And all I'm going to say here, and this is not something that I was aware of. I wasn't tracking it. I wasn't going through the FX pairs with you all, but I want to point something out that occurs over and over again. It's one of my favorite patterns. It's long trend line, this is going back to a 1 year, 11-month trend line break. What happens after the trend line break? Breakout, retest, resumption, another retest, trying to get it of the trend line, resuming off, making the higher high over there, conquering the markets all day long. Let's check out Bitcoin to see what Jordan focus on the technicals. Bitcoin over there, still making the higher high, holding on to it over there. Boom. Do I think the digital yuan will affect Bitcoin? Nope. Bruce, I don't. I don't think the digital yuan at this point in time is going to. The digital is the yuan going to appreciate at some point in the future? Certainly looks like it. It's not the time. That's all I could say. First mover advantage, digital yuan. I know people outside of the US are really interested in trying to get themselves some yuan. I know that from my travels across the world and speaking with normal people who are not even interested in the markets. Long term, bullish on that, but yet right now, I don't think so. Right now, it's a dollar story. Right now, it's a dollar story, and that's all it is. Everyone, good session. We got a lot covered. Listen, thank you for it. Thank you for it. Thank you for your time. Grateful for you. But it's Taco Tuesday, so we're going to drop the jam. Get ready for it. Head snack about to be played right over here. Let's get it.
Markets, analyzing the charts, hitting projected targets within the margin. Find the flow, sip the matcha, and wait for the waves to come in with lobsters. The kind-hearted Jordan Fosters, working smarter, not harder to move the markers. On his way to conquer, trading and investing, drinking the coffee while reflecting on the blessing. The markets are not crashing, the prices might be slashing just to pretend they're in fashion. Hit the like button, comments, and smash it. Boom, boom, Jordan in the room, grab the bull by the horns and to the moon. Flow from the plateau, make the play. Boom, boom, it's a taco day.
Rewind. Classic Jordan. Classic Jordan over there. Classic. You got to watch the channel to know. I have a big favor for all of you. A really big favor for anyone who's left over here today. Please, I'd be grateful if you went over to Headstack's channel. If you went over to Headstack's channel, drop them a view, leave a comment, and smash the like button. I'm so grateful for what he shares with all of us. I'm so grateful for everything that he's done, adding to this community. Let's go ahead and make him smile today. And I want to look over here at gold and Bitcoin. The question was, what's going on with gold, Bitcoin? The easiest trade that I've pointed, there's a few trades a year that can make your year spectacular, right? This is one of the easier trades, I believe, for 2021. The last time we pointed it out was these two entries over here into that resistance, up since about 54% since then. And you can see as Bitcoin is pulled back about 15% in that bull flag, price here continues to go sideways, consolidating. As Bitcoin breaks out, the next leg down is going to occur here. And that's it. I mean, this is easy skates. We like easy skates, and that's what it is. All right, let's go out with our jam now. Greg is nailing it. Greg knows. Classic Giles. Classic Jordan going off without any sound. Brooke on point too. Where was Brooke's comment? Question on the fifth. Listen, don't watch the 15-minute chart. It's a terrible time frame. You're going to get wrecked. Higher your time preference. The 8-hour, right? 8-hour time frame. That's why it's on my chart all the time. Strong time frame to trade. Move up. You're going to be more profitable. No question about that. Everyone, have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you later.